Buzzsaw.
How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelated Pumpkin, and in today's video, I'll be unboxing, setting up, and reviewing Buzzhead Butcher from HalloweenCostumes.com 2024. Now, if you want to pick up this guy or anything else on HalloweenCostumes.com, be sure to use my link in the description below. That will give you 15% off their entire site, as well as helping out the channel in the process. So you'll be getting yourself a discount and helping me out, so it's a win-win situation. Anyways, Buzzhead Butcher looked awesome from the photos and videos. He's definitely going to be gory, scary, and he has some really cool animation for sure. I really want to see him in person, so let's pop the box and take everything out. Oh, this chainsaw? It's also available on HalloweenCostumes.com. Use that link. Now, where were we? Alright, so here is what you see when you first open the box. Get a glimpse at the buzzsaw head right there. Take a look at his boots and clothing. Let's begin taking everything out. First thing out of the box, we of course have the mechanism, and it seems pretty basic for what his animation's gonna be. Nothing too complicated here. After that, it looks like we have the pants here. Pretty bloody for sure. I'm loving the amount of gore on this guy. Next thing out, we have his shirt, it looks like. Wow, that is very big. Take a look at these sleeves here. Look how bloody this guy is gonna be. That is just so cool. Again, I'm really loving that we're having gory props again, even if they're far and few between. I'm really happy though that they put a ton of blood on this guy for sure. Here we have the shoulder bracket. Fits on me. Whoa. Here we have one of his boots, and to my surprise, this is one solid piece here. I'll bring it up for a closer look. Here is Buzzhead's boot up close, and I have to say, this thing is honestly some of the best quality plastic I've ever seen used on an animatronic. Get a listen to that nice sound it makes when you hit it. This thing will not shatter whatsoever. It's like this sort of soft, almost a thick vinyl material, I want to say. It's really good quality, really thick as well. And it's honestly a cool looking boot. Get a look at the blood on there. Here's the other boot, and what's this inside? We have one of his gnarly looking hooks. Get a look at that gnarly looking hook. Hey, that rhymed. Anyways, here is one of Buzzhead's hooks that he has. He has two, obviously, one on either hand, so he is unfortunately handless, but this thing looks like it'll do the job just fine. Take a look at the detailing with the straps here. That's something I didn't notice in the video, but that is really, really cool looking. The hook is all bloody, just how I like it. He's definitely done some serious damage with these things, and I guess he's about to once we set him up. Here's his other hook, same as the other one. Here we have some poles now. Here we have his apron with all the blood on it. Get a look at that. That is certainly gross and gory. Looks like the arm poles. Here we have what appears to be the hip bracket. Here's the base. Yeah, get a look at that. Here is Buzzhead's head. Look at that saw on top. That is crazy. I'll bring it up for a closer look. And here is Buzzhead Butcher's head. Get a look at how gnarly that guy is. Here is his huge iron jaw. Reminds me of Baron Von Underbite from the Venture Bros. And get a look at that gnarly face he has on him. Look at those eyes, the teeth. Awesome. And finally, of course, we have the actual Buzzhead part of his head, the buzzsaw sticking out almost like a mohawk. How cool is that? The detailing here is super gnarly and gross. And the buzzsaw is made of this sort of, I guess, foam material. It's just foam. The head is this really nice, good quality plastic. But yeah, he is looking scary and menacing and dangerous as hell. All right, now that we got everything out of the box, let's begin the setup. To start this setup, you of course always start with the base, then you want to attach the leg poles. They snap lock right in, super easy. Then you want to slide the boots down those said leg poles, and then do the same thing with the pants, one leg at a time. Next comes the mechanism. Again, it just snap locks right in. Then you want to put the hip loop on, After that, you do the same with the shoulder bracket, then you want to put the shirt on. It's a pretty tight fit, so it might take you a minute, but I don't think you have to worry about it ripping or anything when putting it on. Then after that come the arm poles. You just slide them right up the sleeves and then they attach to the mechanism. And I just decided to adjust the pants here. After that, you want to put on the hooks. These are super easy to put on, and there's no Velcro attached to the shirt that attaches to the hook. It just slides right over and it'll stay, which is pretty nice. Alright, well the last thing to go on is the head, so let's put it on. And just like I said, wait, I feel like I might be forgetting something here. Hold on. Oh wait, I forgot the apron. That has to go on first. Whoops. Don't make the same mistake I did. You're going to want to put on the apron first and then the head, and once you have that, the prop is complete. Now that Buzzhead Butcher is all set up and looking very scary, it is time for me to review him. Now it's time for me to give you my thoughts on this guy, as well as some specifics about him. Anyways, I just have to say this right off the bat, Buzzhead Butcher might be one of my new favorite animatronics of all time. I think he probably comes in my top 20, to be honest with you. He's just so badass and so metal looking. I mean, this looks something straight out of a horror movie for sure. I absolutely love his design. This has to be one of the most unique and most creative props we've seen probably in the past 4 years, I'm being honest, from any company. I feel like these days, every company is just playing it really safe with the designs they have, but Buzzhead Butcher basically says hell no to that and does something super unique and super scary. I love human serial killer type props, especially ones that get really creative with their concepts, and Buzzhead Butcher is the perfect example of that. That's definitely one of my favorite genres of props, and I think this probably tops the list in terms of serial killer props for me that aren't from a licensed movie. Anyways, for some specifics about this guy, he stands at just over 7 feet tall, and I want to say from left hook to right hook, he's about 4 feet wide, which is crazy. So this guy is an absolute behemoth. I mean, he is just huge, which I believe is both a positive and a little bit of a negative. With him being so tall, it's easy to miss the spinning buzzsaw on top of his head. I think if he was maybe 6.5 feet tall, that would have worked just as well, if not a little bit better. But in the end, I think his giant stature just makes him even more imposing and scary. For this guy's price, he retails for a very fair $220, and if you want to get 15% off, remember to use my link in the description. So I think the price here is definitely fair considering what you're getting here. For this guy's animation, obviously the big thing here is that spinning buzzsaw on the head. I mean, that is so awesome. And then he kind of rocks back and forth. I'm definitely not a big fan of that rocking back and forth animation, but I have to say, in person, it works a lot better than you would expect. I still really wish he had arm movement though, where he'd raise the hooks up and down. That would be kind of cool, like he's taking swings at you. Maybe even some side to side movement to go along with how he raises his hooks up and down would have been better than this lunge he does, but I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. One thing I really wish he did though was have mouth animation. I don't know how that would affect the face of this guy or the spinning buzzsaw on the head, but I think if that bottom jaw moved with what he was saying, that would be so awesome, because obviously you have that giant steel under jaw, which just looks so menacing, and I just love that. That's one of the most creative parts about this prop for sure, other than the buzzsaw sticking out of the head, is that metal jaw he has, which is such a cool design in my opinion, and adds so much to this guy. And to be honest with you guys, I wasn't expecting much from the lighting, but I was very pleasantly surprised to see that the buzzsaw on top of his head actually has 2 lights on either side of it, so you could see the buzzsaw spinning in the dark, which is a shock and just a no-brainer to me, and I'm so happy they did that, because let me tell you, getting to see that buzzsaw spinning in the dark is very scary and very cool. His eyes also light up with what he's saying, which I mean is fine, they kind of flicker. I really can't say I'm a big fan of the yellow
eyes. I wish he had more of a human pupil type thing, or maybe just plain white eyes. Not the biggest fan of the yellow, but it is what it is. I feel like the eyes being yellow is just a bit of a nitpick, to be honest with you. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is this guy's audio. Now, I won't lie, HalloweenCostumes.com isn't known for having the best audio on their animatronics, but I think that's all changed this year. Between the Plague Doctor and this guy especially, I absolutely love his phrases and audio. As you'll hear in a second, he has some really, really, really scary and really, really cool sounding voice for sure. It is super scary, super menacing. I love how you could hear that buzzsaw spinning all throughout his animation. So overall, I love Buzzhead Butcher. There's really no other way to put it. I think this guy is fantastic if you're looking for something bloody, because basically this is the only prop on the market right now that has a good amount of blood on him. I mean, they've gotten so tame with the designs. I'm so happy we had Buzzhead Butcher basically step in and say, fine, I'll do it myself, and is our super gory and super bloody prop for the year. I also think the design, once again, is just so creative. The voice is great, the lighting is cool, just everything about this guy comes together and makes one awesome prop. So my final verdict, I definitely recommend him, and use that link in the description to pick him up. Now, it's the moment you all been waiting for. Take a look at his demo.
You want the spikes? Or the saw?